winning is usually. Hello. Welcome everyone to this 7th round of the Norway chess. And why are we late?
भाई ये अपने सुनो अपने
What? अरे क्या कर रहे हो? यार, guys, he's the one responsible. This is the man.
sorry I'm sure Vishy Anand is still winning. Is he?
Vishy Anand is much better. समय ये देखो बार ऊपर है.
अरे बेस्ट है ब्रो. एक सेकंड में बैठ जाना यहाँ पे. Guys, we were at a shoot together today, तो इसलिए थोड़ा सा डिले हो गया. But I hope we have not missed much. Have we?
No, we have not missed much because the game is heating up, Samay.
अच्छा.
And Vishy Anand still has 1 hour on the clock. And Rajabov is his opponent.
Okay. Where do they follow the game though?
The game right now is this position. And we have 16 moves completed. So, Samay, what is your feeling about this position?
I think
थोड़ा पानी पी लो.
I think White is doing fine, no?
White is doing fine?
Yeah, White is doing fine.
अच्छा. थोड़ा और तो बताओ.
अरे और क्या बताओ यार, मतलब अभी बिशप एक्सचेंज कर देना चाहिए मुझे लगता है. क्योंकि वो जो बिशप है लाइट स्क्वायर वो कुछ कर नहीं रहा है.
So take here.
Take it, knight takes, and then maybe we can maybe push b4.
B4. Okay. So white is slightly better in this position.
Yeah, because d5 square is also like defending the c6 square. Like the knight can never come out to c6. I really like White's position here because of those 2 pawns actually.
Actually, what you did, I mean, Anand has played little similarly. He has taken this bishop, rook takes, and then pawn to c4. And his idea is to put the knight on c3.
And then to b5.
And then to b5. But Samay, what is your feeling overall of Anand's play?
It's too good, man. It's too good. I mean, what can I say?
Are you following the
Yeah,
tournament?
I'm following कि वो जीत रहे हैं सब बीच में मैच देखते रहता हूँ. He's in terrific form. I don't know how is it even possible for a human being to play such amazing chess at 52.
He's just tremendous and he's winning so much. And guys, I hope that today the wait was worth it. क्योंकि Samay is on live after a long time ना, मतलब
बहुत टाइम. और ऐसे तो CSL के बाद पहली बार ना.
हाँ.
Like usually we are always on Zoom. It's very weird to sit like next to you. Even in CSL we were sitting थोड़ा apart.
धनंजय बोल रहे समय को लेकर आए मगर समय पे नहीं आए.
अगली बार मेरे पे चढ़ के आना.
माइक
क्या हुआ? नहीं, मैंने रख दिया उधर.
But do you want to tell the audience what we're doing?
हाँ, you tell.
So हम लोग एक शूट कर रहे थे जो मेरे इंस्टाग्राम पे आपको दिखेगा बहुत ही जल्द. I think परसों तक आ जाएगा. And it's a very fun shoot. It's still happening actually over there. I have to still go for it. सागर ने थोड़ा सा ब्रेक लिया है.
Yeah.
Very good game. I can't believe this. एक बंदा कह रहा है. एक बार शुरू से जाने का गेम में हमने देखा नहीं शुरू से गेम.
Sure. Let's look at it from the start. मैंने पहली बार ऐसा कुछ शूट वूट किया समय. I was like very much.
You forgot Shema था what?
No, Shehmat I did, but this was like 1 minute. ठीक है. For 1 minute इतना एफर्ट मैंने कभी जिंदगी में नहीं देखा है.
मैंने तो बहुत बार देखा है.
के लिए तो आपका बैंक बैलेंस
अच्छा लग रहा है.
Okay, should we look at it from the start?
हाँ.
So
E4,
E4,
E5,
E5,
Knight F3,
Knight C6, and this is known as the
Italian.
Italian opening on the board. Vishy played this same opening to beat Magnus in Armageddon, so he continues with the same one. Rajabov goes bishop C5, C3, and now knight to F6, attacking the pawn on E4.
Okay. Here already I know some line in which you can go D4 directly.
Yeah, but this kind of this is also played, If you take here, then bishop b4
E5,
check
no?
is
Yeah.
considered equal. e5, d5, bishop b5, and here knight e4, cd4. This is theory. So this is played, but Vishy goes for a more solid approach. He goes d3, d6 by Raja, castles, a5 played. Why would you play a5 here?
Why would you play a5?
Any
राजा को
reason?
पूछता हूँ मैसेज करके. How do I know why you play a5? Maybe you prevent b4.
Absolutely. So you prevent b4 and also make place for your bishop to go to a7 just in case ever needed.
But like, shouldn't you castle before you do that?
You can also castle. Here it's a choice. You can castle, you can play h6, you can play a6, you can play a5. So many options.
Got it.
So he played a5. Everyone in the chat is like supreme leader and doesn't Samay have COVID and everything. People
No,
are-
I got cured.
Acha.
And trust me, guys, जो हमना delay हुआ है, it's gonna be worth it on my Instagram channel soon. We have made a nice reel. Actually, this was all for a reel that we were shooting. So थोड़ा time लग गया. I'm sorry for the delay, but I'm sure it's gonna be worth it. No?
मतलब it's going to be very interesting for people to follow.
Yeah.
मतलब and also it features.
नहीं भाई पूरा spoil मत कर दो ना यार. नहीं वो punchline है.
पर आपने तो दिखाया ना ऑलरेडी
यार.
स्टार्ट में. So it features Samay's favorite game. अरे यार कितनी बार फेंकोगे?
So a5, okay, he played a5 to prevent b4, and then Anand played
Rook e1.
rook e1.
So the idea of rook e1 is twofold. One is you defend e4 pawn, preparing d4. Second is, can you tell one more good idea why rook e1 is played?
Rook e1, maybe in future you go rook e3 and then you do a rook lift from right side.
But this is hanging, no?
Not right now, no, like in the end game.
Like GMs you are talking now.
Yeah, of course. Like we don't talk in 2-3.
So like bishop e3, if he takes, you want to take with the rook.
Yeah.
Okay, that's possible. And one more deep idea. Come on, Samay, you have been playing chess since 2 years. You should say this. Typical plan in the Rui Lopez, this knight.
This knight, it goes from d2 to d2 to f1 to g3. Yeah.
Exactly. So rook e1 also prepares that.
Got it. Who is winning? Indian chess, because the Olympiad is gonna happen in India, guys. That's I was winning.
So thanks Supreme Leader for the PC. क्या है? Kunal BBX.
Oh, must be sarcastic. उसको अभी तक आईकू रेड नाइट्स का पीसी नहीं आएगा.
मतलब नहीं मिला. I thought he got it and everyone is thanking you.
No. Like that, they would never thank me like that. Okay, but what happened after this?
So now rook e1, castles, h3 was played.
To prevent bishop g4.
Yeah. Bishop g4, also knight g4. And then f2 पे unnecessary pressure आता था. So he played h3. h6 was played. Now d4 by Anand. So I was expecting Vishy to go like knight d2, a little calmly to play this, but he went d4. And now very important Samay here. Would you take on d4 or would you move your bishop? Also to the chat. Guys, would you take or would you move the bishop?
I can take and then move my bishop, no?
See, if you take, then what happens is that white gets a very powerful center. And when you go back now, then I have possibilities like e5. Also now my knight can develop here. So overall, taking on e5 is never a good idea. So that's the reason why if you can maintain these pawns here for black, it's important. So bishop b6 was played.
Got it.
It's very, in e4, e5, it's important to maintain the pawns.
Why not bishop a7?
He played bishop a7. He didn't play bishop b6. He went bishop a7. Bishop to b3 by Vishy. Just putting his bishop on a good square.
But
maybe later can come here.
It is not threatened yet, no?
No.
Then why not you develop like knight d2?
So if you play knight d2 here, then you are basically like after take, you lose a pawn.
Acha.
So you can't play knight d2 yet. So it's a very tricky position because knight d2 you lose this. So maybe you want to play bishop e3, but then you lose this. So you want to defend d4 and e4. This cannot move. This cannot move. So then Vishy says, let's wait.
Acha. And then he'll get it from c2.
Maybe he'll put this here, then this here. So everything is defended.
Acha, he got the PC and they're actually thanking. Arey wow. Arey, thank you.
Sachi,
I guess.
PC आ गया.
हाँ.
अरे.
आ गया, सच में आ गया. That's good, यार. There's a super chat here. Miss both of you a lot.
You know, Samay, I used to commentate. Lot of people used to say कि समय को लेके आओ. Where is he? And I was thinking कि अभी तो Olympiad तक wait करना पड़ेगा. I never imagined that we would be streaming together.
Yeah, it's all about some money some brand gives us.
Samay today he calls me at 5 o'clock and he says, "Hello." I say, "एक कुछ shoot करना है. So can I come?" And I was like, "Where? You're in Mumbai." He said, "No, I'm in Pune." Like Pune से कोई Mumbai makes a plan to come in like 5 minutes to leave and come. This is the first person I'm seeing. मतलब नहीं तो कोई ऐसे निकलता नहीं है.
But it's all about like, you know how much they're paying. Wouldn't you come anywhere for that much?
But how much will I get?
50-50.
For that बराबर
है ना? चल. ठीक है, उसके बाद अब क्या हुआ फिर गेम में?
So bishop b3, rook e8
हाँ जी.
played. Now the threat is to take and to take this pawn. So what do?
Now we can go bishop c2 defend.
Forced, yeah, because you can't do knight d2. Your d4 pawn will hang.
हाँ जी.
So you have to put bishop c2.
हाँ जी.
So bishop d7. Now I don't understand why Raja played this move, but I think he just wanted to play a developing move. He also doesn't have too many options. See, he doesn't want to give the center to white. He doesn't want to put his bishop here because of pawn fork. He can't put his bishop here. तो खेले क्या?
B3.
b6.
Okay. Coming, 1 minute.
हाँ. Just we'll reach the live position then. Bishop c2, bishop d7. Now Vishy played the move a3.
अच्छा एक बात बताना यहाँ पे why not b3 and make the bishop sit on that long diagonal?
It's possible. It's very much possible.
So I meant for black b6.
But then it closes this bishop, no?
Okay, b5.
Yeah, but b5 looks little weakening. So let's say I go a4,
b4.
b4, and then maybe I play bishop e3. So it's not a bad idea what you have suggested. Could have been played.
But I think Raja will still take time to think like me. Yeah? Still
Yeah.
some improvement needed, I guess.
So bishop d7, a3, and knight h7 played.
It's a backward move.
So Raja basically, it's a waiting game. And Rajabo is the first one to kind of blink and he says, let me move my knight, making way for the queen and then the knight to come here. So knight h7, bishop e3 played. And you see, now because the knight has moved, I can play bishop e3. I am no longer worried about my e-pawn hanging.
So do you think that's not a good move, knight h7?
Yeah, maybe he should have done your move, which you were suggesting.
Well, still a little time,
But
you can't put pressure like this on players, man.
Yeah, I know. They have to.
I have really worked hard on chess.
And also like the time recently, just like how Raja has not been much in the news because he's preparing for candidates. Same way you are also preparing. I think you are not much in streaming and everything.
Yeah, actually, I'm preparing for candidates.
You might be helping someone.
No. I'm helping
Training someone.
training some people. But I also want to play because I did 3 brilliancies recently.
Huh.
So they have invited me. They're just waiting for some grandmaster to write some tweet about the war, and then they'll replace him with me.
I have a feeling that when Hikaru Nakamura said I vouch for Samay, maybe I thought you will
Replace
him? No, assisting him or something.
No, actually, he was just promoting me. He really likes me. He wants to be in my good book so that tomorrow if we face, he wants me to go easy on him. Like that's the thing. But okay, let's see how it goes.
So knight at 7 played,
Knight at 7, yeah.
which was not the best, but bishop e3. And now Raja is trying to attack. So once you get this bishop here, the queen here, so black's position looks good, and also there is a pressure on d4, quite a lot of pressure. So Vishy now played a very interesting move, bishop a4. ये गेम में समय if you see development is not taking the most important part. This knight is undeveloped, rook is undeveloped. They are trying to put pieces on good squares. So one question is, if I take here, and if this happens, why is this not a good move? What should white play?
So in this situation, like white, there's a concept called tempo in chess. I'm not sure if you know this. They teach at IM level this one. So now here knight c3 will gain tempo on the rook.
Very good. But I will just put my rook back. I'm a pawn up.
But I get an extra move, right? I got d5 also, and you lose the bishop.
So d5, and now okay, I'm going to lose this here, but I can go and defend it.
Then you're going back with the knights. I mean, yeah, you can play like that, but that's like how you wouldn't expect like a top GM to play like that, no?
So let's say take,
Yeah, take.
then e8 is hanging because here
Yeah,
take
and
and take. Okay, so I can't take this, so I have to play intermediate take, queen takes, and rook a7.
There's one way to play, but if you already see, like white is much better here because the knights are passive. That d5 pawn is a thorn. It's okay.
Fantastic, guys. I think what I'll do is I'll go and do some stand-up comedy and let Samay do the commentary because he's so.
But you will be bad at commentary.
See, the thing is, I'm not good at commentary because at one time I'm thinking of like 30-40 lines at once. Like you see that depth of engine, that's like 26 right now. For me, it's in my head, it's like 32. So that's why I'm struggling here because it's heating up my head. I'll go and I'll just finish the shoot and come back. All right. All the best. So doubt raha to let me know.
Sure, I'll call you, sir.
Yeah.
गाइस ये सीट तो खाली हो गई है अब मैं भी शायद मैं किसी और को बुलाता हूँ
मेरे को भी
अरे एक मिनट वन मिनट कम हियर नो एंड वार्म वेलकम टू माय बेटर हाफ
समय आया तो बोलती बंद क्यों हो गई एवरी टाइम guys today I'm gonna welcome you a guest from this room वगैरह वगैरह आज कुछ warm welcome इतना cold welcome था ये
मतलब आज मतलब I am spoiled for choice. I have Samay at home.
Exactly.
Doesn't happen very often.
but anyway I'm going because we have a very interesting shot which is happening so I have to go bye
Bye, guys.
enjoy. I just hope Vishy wins.
Yeah. Okay. So Samay has gone, Amruta has gone. That leaves me with the chat. So guys, jara game pe after Samay has left the analysis, let's focus. Bishop a4 was played. Now Vishy Anand is telling Raja Bhau that look Raja, I am actually pinning your knight. Raja is saying but all my pieces are developed. But they are not so well developed. They are not on the best squares and d5 is a threat. Now Rajabov here actually plays an interesting move. He goes knight to g5. And he's telling Vishy Anand that Vishy, shall we exchange these knights here? So Anand says, okay, fine. Let me take knight takes g5. H takes g5. Now the pressure on the d4 pawn has increased. But what does Vishy do now? How does he gain space? Utkarsh Gupta says, will Samay be back today? Yes, for sure. He's still at home. There's still some work going. Guys, today I realized that for like when at my place, I was doing reels, Asim used to come for making reels. We used to shoot like 10 reels in 1 hour. And today, in 2 hours, they made 1 reel for 1 minute. Matlab, kitna perfection. So now, the move that was played and very rightly pointed out by all of you. Let me see if the chat chess move is working. Yes, absolutely it's working. D5 on the board. Fantastic job here done by So many of you, Abhay Kumar, Pratham, Sendil Nathan, Spandan, Amit Rai, Rohan Wadhwani, Mastering Chess, Utkarsh, Jyotinjay, Maharshi Ray. Well done, all of you. So the move that Vishy played here is d5 and Vishy is gaining space. Now there's only move to defend the bishop on d7. You have to move your knight to b8. And then Anand takes on a7, rook takes a7, and here it was perhaps important to think what to do. Like a normal move could have been to develop the knight to d2, but this knight can actually go on a better square. And so the move that was played here, and a very, very interesting one, was c4 by Vishy. He wants to put his knight on c3. There was another move here, guys, which Samay had mentioned some time ago. The idea of putting the rook on e1. And actually, this could be played here. This could have been possible. Rook e1 with the idea of rook e3. Yeah, that was exactly Balamurugan, Chandan Nagar, Chess Unblocked. Excellent. Rook e3 with the idea of rook f3 was possible, but he goes c4, take on a4, queen takes a4. Now, if black can coordinate himself, his position is fine. Yeah, but look at this rook on a7, slightly not developed. The rook on e8 is hanging. The knight on b8 is not developed. So Rajabov goes back, queen e7, defends his rook and says, I'm developing my knight here. Okay, Vishy brings his knight to c3, and now Rajabov plays his knight to d7, and this is the live position on the board. Very, very interesting position because we have all the pawns on the board right now. There's a small thing that has happened is h takes g5. There are doubled pawns here that have happened, and so is that to black's advantage or is it to white? It depends. For example, if black goes g6, king g7 and switches his rook to h8, maybe he can get an attack, but it takes a lot of time. Meanwhile, what would be white's idea in such positions? What should white be doing here is a good question. Here queen c2 with the idea of b4, says Akshay Mohan. That's a good idea, Akshay. So like queen c2, and if knight c5, then you can play b4. Absolutely right. Fantastic. d4 is weak, but the knight cannot. Inferno, very good. The knight cannot come here. If the black knight could somehow reach this square, that would be something that you want, but you can't get it. So I really like the move queen c2 here. Another suggestion by Rishikesh Singh is rook c1. Yes, if you can get b4 and c5 in this position, nothing like it, because this is how you can gain more space on the board. But Anand has 46 minutes, Rajabov has 31 minutes. We are down to 20 minutes, 20 moves, 20 more moves to make in the position. Wow. It's going to be exciting. Also, time pressure is going to flow in, guys, very soon. Voice is very loud, huh? Got it. Hello, hello. Maybe now it's better. Yeah, everyone wants to play knight b5. Guys, that is a very interesting move that you guys want to play. And why is knight takes c7 a blunder in this position? Let me ask the chat, why is this move a blunder? So let me see what the chat says. Knight c5, fantastic, and also knight b6 is correct. Both moves are winning. Knight c5 attacks the queen. Next move, I'm going to pick up the knight and I will be a complete piece up. So right move given by Aniket, Amrit, Suyash, 64 squares, Shikhar, Manthan Singh, Nihal, just an anonymous person, Groner, and Gautam Jaju. Well done, all of you. Vishy actually has made his move and he has not gone for knight b5 but in fact pushed his pawn to b4. So Anand is saying to Rajabov that look, you can't take this pawn because your rook on a7 would hang, and because you cannot take this pawn on b4 I am actually angling to gain more space with c5. But guys, it is true that the position lacks many imbalances and is kind of equal. But there is one imbalance that white has. White has a lot of space because of these pawns. But what black has is that he has exchanged a lot of pieces. So the lack of space is not affecting him as much. So now the question is rook a8, rook e8, rook a6. There are many possibilities here, and I think it's not going to be easy for Rajabov to decide what way to continue. People were saying in the chat that the game of Anish Giri is very interesting, so let's quickly check that. And also guys, I wanted to just tell you about the standings, that right now the standings are Magnus is leading the tournament with 12.5 points. Behind him on 11.5 is Vishy. Wesley is on 10. Mamidyarov 8.5. MVL 8.5. Anish Giri on 8. And this tournament has only 3 rounds left. But actually speaking, many players can win it because every win has 3 points. So if you can score like 2 wins out of 3 or 3 wins out of 3, you have a great chance of winning. Imagine that Anish right now wins all 3 of his games. He gets 9 points, he reaches 17, which is actually a very good score. So let's see what happens, and if for Vishy actually to win this game is important. If he wants to catch up with Magnus, we'll check Magnus's game as well. So bishop a4 has been played in this position by Anish, and I mean by Mamidyarov, and I think Anish is a pawn down. He has to be careful here because c pawn is dangerous. But maybe you just go king d6 with an aim to block here, and so white must do the next move. What is the next move that white must play here, guys? Guys, let's see if today we can reach 920k. We are 919k here, and maybe another 900 people and we reach 920k today. Yeah, it's very important to push c5 here. Excellent move suggested by Parush Garg, no, Kshitij Pagar, Splinkler, Mohit Nayak, Cinephilia, Pushkar Sharma, Divyansh Kawatra, Anukul Jain. Excellent. c5, you push and the king has to move, let's say king c7, and white is slightly pushing, so Anish has to be careful, but draw most likely is the result of this game. Let's also go to the game of Aryan Tari and Magnus Carlsen, because is Magnus winning this game? Right now, not really, because this position looks very even. If you see, black has 5 pawns, Magnus is black. White has also 5 pawns in the position, 2 pieces each. This seems drawish for sure. In fact, if someone could be better, maybe slightly better for Aryan. Mr. Great One says, can Anand hit 27-70 in this tournament? Anand's current live rating is, I think, 27-62, correct? So there are possibilities that he could reach 27-70 if he manages to win 2 games, this and one more. So blunder. Oh my god, Wesley so blundered. What? what happened? So Wesley So's position was okay, normal. Rook B. Oh, he blundered Rook B6. What did he miss actually? Maybe he, of course, he saw Queen takes, Pawn takes, Rook takes, Bishop takes. Why can't you take with the Rook? Oh, he missed something really nasty here, guys. White to play. What should White do here? What did Wesley So miss here?
Pack up.
Pack up,
भाई. Pack up.
Pack up हो गया.
Pack up हो गया भाई.
Amazing.
क्या चालू है मैच में भाई? मैच में पैकअप हुआ कि नहीं?
नहीं मैच तो अभी चल रहा है
Oh,
बट
Luciano already
समय
winning.
समय
So here
to play.
Rajabao.
No, this is Wesley So blundered.
अच्छा sorry.
White to play.
White to play.
How to win?
How to win? Many ways to win. First is you ask him, hey, will you resign? If he says no, then you can go knight d6.
Oh man, Samay, look at this. Also in the chat, everyone's just like you, yeah? Knight D6.
Just like me, I think chat, there are some people who said bishop a6 also.
Yeah, true.
I said 100%, I said knight a6. Knight d6.
Yeah, Knight D6 is the correct move. Pushkar, Amrit, Chintan, Tushar, Ishprit, Pranay, 64 squares, Groner, Manasa and Deepak. Well done. So, Samay, can you come in?
You want me to come close to you?
No, in the frame.
Acha.
हाँ आप दिख नहीं रहे थे. So Knight D6 is a fork.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason why here he took with the bishop, but then came
Then it's simply rook e8, no? Rook e8 followed by knight d6 again.
Rook E8, take knight here. But now if you play Knight D6, he could go Bishop B7 because you can't take with your knight. Your rook is hanging.
Okay. So, Wesley ने क्या खेला?
No, actually MVL played Knight D6 again here, and Wesley played Bishop B7. Check happened, G6, and now came a very interesting move. I mean, very tough move to find. Maybe we can ask the chat.
Oh,
to
I
find.
know.
But you have to explain that move. Okay. I am going to ask the chat, guys, what should White play here? White to play.
It's very simple actually if you think about it.
It's not trivial, yeah. It's actually very difficult in the game.
I mean, difficulty is relative, man.
This I actually learned also from Vidit. Recently he was on commentating and I said this is a weird move. And he said weird for you, but not for me.
Everything is relative. Even my grandmother and my grandfather were before they got married. So what is the chat saying? Probably wrong only, right?
Samay, you were saying that your stand-up comedy shows are doing very well.
Yes. I'm
But-
saving all the best ones for stage. Bishop e4 is the move here. Can you tell me why?
Yes, you have to explain.
Master will only guide you a little bit. You have to now try to tell me and I will tell you why you are wrong.
Okay, so, sorry, not this frame.
Bishop e4 is what you have to play here, bro.
Yeah. People in the chat said Bishop
They
E4.
did? How
Yeah.
many people?
Many.
Oh, many people said Bishop g6 also, guys.
Yeah. Bishop E4 is right, guys. All those who said. So my point is that, look, if I take here, you'll take with the bishop. My knight can take the rook and attack your bishop. So I need a move that protects this pawn. So I can go Bishop C4 also here. It is possible.
But there's a problem here. You know what?
What?
Here rook takes,
Knight
and
takes.
knight takes, and can you find the move here? Bishop e5.
Acha. But what will happen if my
Knight is
bishop is
dominated,
here?
If your bishop is there,
Ah.
I'll show you. Come.
So if my bishop is here
Yeah.
and he takes
Now
and
when you
takes
take-
and plays this.
Now there's a crazy move here. d6.
Oh. And if he takes here,
Then what?
very important.
d7.
Yes. Yes, because if you take here,
Then wait, it's loading. Then bishop d6.
but it is still winning, no?
Yeah, it's still winning.
So actually is d7 okay, you can even take here because the knight controls these two squares and everything.
Yeah.
So d7 or fe4 is winning. Wow, bishop e4 was a move MVL played. He took on b2, he took here, and now once again, Samay.
Once again, knight c4 here. Simply winning after bishop d4, you can go d6 and bishop e4.
Oh. Here, d6 takes is forced,
Yeah,
and then d7,
d7 anyway, you ignore that.
bishop f6,
Bishop f6 is like fe4, no?
fe4, and then eventually you go tuck, tuck, and queen.
Khata. What happened in Vishy game?
Oh, by the way, big result. Aryan Tari and Magnus have drawn.
Oh,
So, Samay, if you look at the standings, just so that you are aware of it, in the tournament, these are the standings. So, Magnus Carlsen is now on 13 and half,
acha.
but he will only, if he wins the Armageddon, he will move to 14. But if Vishy beats Radjabov, he gets 3 points and he will move to 14 and half.
That's most likely gonna happen.
You think so? Let's
Yeah,
go to Vishy's game, and you tell me what your thoughts are.
Oh, can you tell me why here knight c7 is not working?
Should we ask the chat? I asked them, but it's an interesting question because it's a massive fork.
Yeah, but there is this thing called danger levels in chess. So when you're attacking some pieces which are of less importance, the best way to defend is by counter-attacking some piece of higher importance.
Achha.
So can you find the move?
So this guy, he's attacking 2 rooks. So I will be like, turuk, turuk, tuk, turuk. I will attack the queen.
You do commentary now. Leave commentary to me, brother.
So knight b6 attacks the queen and picks up queen c7.
Yes.
People are saying in the chat, Levy proud student.
Yes. Levy is my proud student. That's true. I have taught him a lot. He wanted to become a grandmaster, but I said it's a long way to reach there. It's not easy.
All your friends have become IM, who are IMs, remained IMs. All those who were number 2 remained number 2 or 3. No one is progressing, no?
Everybody is progressing, right? That's why nobody is progressing. सब लोग जो first है वो भी आगे बढ़ रहे हैं because I spent time with everybody. I did some streams with Magnus if you don't remember. So even he is progressing, right?
Yeah. But Magnus wanted to reach 2900.
Soon. I think after a couple of dice chess streams, maybe.
So Radjabov has, the last move that we saw, knight b5, rook a6, and now Vishy is thinking here what to play. What would be your suggestion to Vishy? Oh, he's played queen d1. But
Yeah.
Samay, okay, what about ab4 now?
Come
Because
on,
then-
man. Knight c7 here is fork by.
So there's no knight b6 now attacking the queen. Oh, Anand has removed his. So now what would you play?
As Raja? As Raja,
Because
wow.
this is hanging, no, now.
I mean, I would you flip the board, maybe. Maybe I can play as Raja Babu.
Okay.
Oh, now I can play knight f6.
Acha. Just move the knight away.
Yeah.
But don't you think like white has this very nice phalanx of pawns?
See, I think white's biggest advantage here is that white is Vishy Anand. So I think all that position and all doesn't matter anymore, man.
But what would you play?
Anything is winning here, I think, for white. White has to just play. That's it.
No, but the thing is that there is no easy way to make progress.
Progress is always hard, man, Sagar.
Yeah.
Haven't you heard Raj Shamani's quotes?
What did he say about progress?
Progress makes man perfect, but progress is difficult. That's what he said. So it'll take some time, but I'm sure he'll win. White is simply winning here, bro. Look at the king. It's so safe. Double pawns on g7 and g5.
But my feeling, Samay, is that black is taking here and is threatening this a1 rook.
I should change your feeling then. Because it's a wrong feeling to have. That rook will simply move to b1, no?
That is correct. That's like a good move. But then I take.
You always think about negatives.
But I'm just.
There's always a but afterwards. You're never like, yeah, this is it. Always some but.
You take? Yeah. And now I want to go rook a2.
That's okay.
I just want to activate my rook. Maybe I'll go some point.
I'll just come back with a knight. Knight c3.
Okay, you want to hit me.
Knight b5.
Draw?
And then win in Armageddon. Classic.
Yeah, that's how you want to win. But then you can't get the lead, yeah? Because if you win in Armageddon, you get 1.5 points. If you win in Classical, you get 3 points.
like lead and all is like, for the world, bro. You have to just win the game. You don't focus on long-term goals. You have to focus on short-term goals. Like every game, you have to do your best. Vishyant is
Samay,
like,
when you left this comedy and all, were you like reading some very good books because you
I
become
was
very
just reading
motivational
Raj Shamani's quotes, man. That's the
full day?
full day.
And when you were in COVID,
Like if I have 24 hours in a day, even if I have 25 days, 25 hours in a day, I will still for 26 hours want to read Raj Shamani's quotes.
that's why you became positive.
Yeah, I became COVID positive also like that. All right, so what did Vishy play here?
Oh, Knight F6 happened. Samay, Knight F6 was played.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I don't want to put out my moves in the universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then that's kind of somewhere cheating, I think.
You know, Samay, right now it's 23rd move, 17 more moves to make,
Yeah.
and Rajabov has only 22 minutes on the clock.
I mean, it's all about the grind, man. He'll do it.
Yeah, commentary.
Believe in yourself that you can do it. And then you just do it.
There is no logic to what he's saying, but it sounds good.
See? you know,
हाँ, but अच्छा लग रहा है सुन के.
yeah, that's my niche.
Oh, Anish.
Where's Anish? How is he doing?
Anish Giri, you please explain, sir. Big Fat Panda is saying Samay is still in stand-up mode.
No, bro.
Stand-up mood, on fire.
On fire. Okay. Thank you for the $400, bro. You used to give 4,000 first, man. What's wrong? It's like, have you also invested in crypto? I used to always see red color super chats from Big Fat Panda. I think it's become a small fat panda now. Small thin panda, I guess. I don't know. Okay.
Oh, this happened. I was just telling them about this position some minutes ago.
This is.
Is it like if I say something, the universe conspires
Yeah.
to give me that?
Exactly.
So we must always try to speak out what we want.
Yeah. All the good things. There you go. This is how you earn money.
What you know? Arey, what Big Fat Panda? Why you are doing? Please don't listen to him.
See, I manifested it and it happened, bro.
No, please. Catch.
Okay, Rook B1 has been played, yeah?
Rook B1.
See, all the moves that we are discussing here is happening on the board. I don't want to give any spoilers for this game, right? So I'll just head now. I have to go to Pune, long way.
You're going Pune?
Yeah, I'm going to Pune.
Really?
Yeah.
No, but we should wait, no, at this place.
For seeing the game.
No, just to relax here. You can sleep here.
I have to do a show tomorrow. No?
Acha.
And this game, I already know the next 23 moves.
You think Anand will win?
Of course.
But in classical or Armageddon?
He'll win in life. Alright. Bye, brother. See you. Bye, chat. All the best. कुछ डाउट हुआ तो कॉल करना.
No. Correct. एक bye 1 minute.
Bye.
Guys, the motivator Samay Raina has left. But let's see if his words come true. He said that Anand will win this. I have my doubts here. Because first of all, Vishy does not seem to have any advantage in the position. Secondly, after AB4, the rook will use the A file in the position. On the other hand, Vishy does have space, and also if we go to the Armageddon in some time, we will see that black Rajabov will have draw odds. So it's not going to be easy. By the way, he's taken the pawn on B4. This has happened. AB4 has also been taken back by Vishy Anand. I have a feeling, guys, that we are going to witness a draw very soon with rook to A2, knight to C3, rook to A6, knight to B5, and this way I think they will end in a draw. I don't think Anand is going to push too hard over here. What do you think, guys? Time advantage. My mic quality is not so good today. Is what you're saying? Hello, hello. Yeah, I guess maybe slightly better now. I don't know. Let's hope. People are saying this isn't a position for handshake. No, I think I have a feeling that this could end in an equality. But let's see, let's see. So right now, AB4 has happened. Mr. Great 123 says, can't wait to see future Shah Supreme Leader collab. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll happen in some over the board event very soon in real life. King side is weak for black, says Akash Nilroy. But you know, guys, this is not really huge weakness. It's very difficult to attack. A weakness is not a weakness if you cannot attack it. So for example, if you play something like Queen D2 to attack this, black will play G4 in the position. Aditya Malya says, Sagar bhai, please recap karo. Aditya, I recapped along with Samay when the stream began. So you can just go back and check it. Rook A2 has happened. So what we were thinking is coming true. And let's see if we are going to see some repetition in the position. Rook A2 has happened on the board. Can black play C6, says Tanmay. Tanmay, if you play C6, there is a problem here. C6, I will take D takes C6. And now if you take B takes C6, D6 is hanging with both knight and the queen. So the right move here would be rook takes C6. But then why would you want to go into such a position by which you have weakened your D6 pawn and also the D5 square? So I don't think C6 is necessary. Jayantjit Tomar says, why not continue with Queen B3? Jayantjit, this is possible, but remember what the queen was defending from D1 and from B3 it is not. So black to play, what is a nice move here? Can you tell me? Black to move. Maybe Anand can see Magnus has drawn the game and he will try to win. Soham. No, I think Soham, mainly Anand will just say that he will look at the position and decide. Yeah, absolutely right. G4 is the move. Chandan Nagar SDU, chess player quotes, Ayan Malhotra, Abhinav Agarwal, Vidya Sahar, Suntha Reswaran, Samarth Gandhi, Debargya Datta, Gauri Shankar, Sriram Chakradev, Arnav Srivastav. You are right. So the move here is G4. You play this move G4. If he takes, you want to take with the knight. Now this is attacked and also the queen is coming in. This can get very dangerous for for white. So I don't think Queen B3 is going to happen here. Let's have a look at what is the time situation currently. The time situation is 33 minutes for Vishy, 18 minutes for Rajabov. So as much as Vishy would love to continue, it's not so easy to decide what to do. I think he might go Rook E2 if he's in an ambitious mood to exchange a pair of rooks. So Rook E2. But let's say if you take, I think white's position gets improved because you have exchanged one of the active rooks on A2. But again, it's something to see if Anand will decide to do that or not. because on the other hand, Vishy can just say, okay, fine, I don't think there is much possibility to win today this game, and just draw the game. So a lot will depend on what is Vishy's mental state right now, how much he believes in his position. Sagar bhai, we have seen Carlsen grind so many tough drawn endgames before, where due to some inaccuracy or time pressure, opponent blunders. Do you see Vishy game going in the same direction? That's a good point, Mohit, and I have a feeling that Vishy could try to do that as well in this game. Because firstly, and Rook e2 on the board, guys. Rook e2 has been played, so we are witnessing a ambitious Vishy, I feel. He has played his rook to e2, and he feels that the time advantage that he has, which is close to 15 minutes on the clock, plus the fact that Radjabov is not in his best form, plus the fact that he can actually win this game and lead the tournament, is egging him on to try, at least try. I'm not saying that he's going to get an advantage here or anything of that sort, but he's trying. And this is already, I think, a step in that direction, because clearly there were other ways to play if you wanted to fight for a draw. So now g4 Roshan doesn't work, right? Because g4, yes, the queen's path is blocked for now, but I can take, and you cannot take on g4 because of rook takes a2, rook takes a2, and now look, the knight is actually hanging on g4. So that is not possible, g4 in the position. Akshay says there is no major way to try, because I think in this position there is no major imbalance except the fact that white has space and black has the a5. But imagine something like this happening, Akshay. For example, let's say I take and you take, and then if white gets rook c1 and c5, then either the d6 pawn will become a weakness, or after dc bc, these pawns would be very, very strong, and then d6 creation of passer can happen. So clearly there is potential in this structure for white, because he has the c5 break in hand. So I hope that this is clear, that actually if Radjabov goes wrong, Vishy can press in this position. Rook e2, and Radjabov's time is also coming close to 15 minutes. To make 14 minutes in 14 moves in 15 minutes is not easy. Plus, after 40 moves, it's not like you get another extra time. It's only 10-second increment then. Yes, Narayan Sai, I have to post the solution of Gelfand challenge. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that for sure. Mic is acting weird when you are loud. Okay, I am actually a bit surprised as to what has changed. Yeah, it is the same mic, but yeah, I can see maybe. Anish, let's have a quick glimpse at before Radjabov makes his move on the other games. There's also the game of Magnus Carlsen versus Aryan Tari, which is going to start in the Armageddon, by the way. It's Armageddon, not Armageddon. That is not how you say it. I practiced this. I switched on Google, and the pronunciation was Armageddon. Done. Okay, you have to say done at the end, not dawn. So the game between Carlsen and Aryan Tari, when it begins, we will also keep an eye on that. Actually, okay, mic is okay. Some people say it's okay. So let's go and check the game very quickly. By the way, MVL totally winning against Wesley. So bishop d8 played, but then knight a4 followed by knight c5 is totally winning. We have a new member, Madan Kumar. Thank you for becoming backer of Indian chess. People are saying Armageddon has begun. Oh, really? Let's then just keep the board here in between. Oh, this is Rajabo versus Anand. I can change it. Oh, by the way, some moves have happened in the game of Anand as well, but this is where we will follow the game of Carlsen and Aryan Tari. For now, it has begun. Magnus with black taking tremendous amount of risks. It could quite be possible that Magnus might even lose this. Let's see. For now, he has played this like a hippo setup. He's played c5 in the position. Let's see how Aryan Tari responds. Magnus has 7 minutes, Aryan Tari 10 minutes, Magnus has draw odds. Going back to the game of Vishy Anand, Bhagyadeep Narula is Anish versus Vidit OTB games. It is OTB games but not rated for now. Anand versus Rajabov. So after rook e2, he took, Vishy took back, and he's played his queen to d7. So Rajabov is telling Anand that look, I'm not going to allow you to play c5 so easily. If Vishy does play c5, guys, can you spot a tactical possibility in the position here for black? Black to play, is there a tactic coming in here? Garv Rajgharia says, Sagar, big fan. Following chess since 2016, I live near Phoenix Mall where chess based original death match is going to take place. Hope to see you there. Array, very nice. Please come on Saturdays to the club as well first. Yes, exactly, guys. You all are right. The move that I was looking for is knight takes e4 here. Fantastic job. This is the correct move from a tactical perspective. We have Akash, Yash, Benjamin, Amit, Chandan Nagar, Anil, Sendil Nathan, Craig Faria, Rahul Agarwal, and scientist Anirudh. And after queen takes e4, you just lose queen takes b5. But there is again an intermediate move in this position, and so my question to all of you is, what should white do here? Now he's taken here, but what can white play? Yes, very quick in this position is Ayush Kesarwani, RS, Dhananjay Khade, Kshitij, Gagan Ruiya, Rohan Wadhwani, Aryan Philip, Abhijit Mishra, Gauri Shankar Ravichandran, and Saugata Bose. Knight takes c7. I will also snatch a pawn attacking your rook. So if you take this, which you must now, then I will take on e4, and this is around equal. So I don't think Anand is going to rush into the move c5 just yet, but it is on the cards and it's not so easy to engineer it as well. I think what Vishy can do here, how can he try to play c5, right? Because the threat is knight e4. So what should he do according to you guys in this position to get in c5? f3, yes, Aman Singh, Bala Murugan, Spartan, Akshay Mohan, you're right, f3. But what I don't like about this move always, and f3, this is the problem generally, because you have closed this diagonal, then I think black can already play this idea with knight h5, and he wants to come to f4 now, and this point becomes weak. So I push c5, you go knight f4, and now it is very important to make the only move in this position, because if white doesn't play that move, he is lost. Can anyone tell me what that move is? White to play. There's only one move in that position that can be played. Meanwhile, Rajabov has gone down to 14 minutes on the clock. Vishy has 28 minutes. मनीषा वर्मा says विशी तो मैग्नस से आगे थे पॉइंट्स में, फिर 2 पोजीशन में क्यों हो गए कार्लसन से विन के बाद? अनीश को भी हराया. So what happened yesterday was Vishy won in Armageddon. So he got 1.5 points while Carlsen won in classical chess. So he got 3 points. So although Anand was half a point ahead, Magnus got 1.5 points more. So he went 1 point ahead. That is what happened. Yes, let me see if you guys have got this one correct. Queen F1 is incorrect. All those who said Queen F1, that is not the right move. The right move is Queen C4. Balamurugan, Sakar Kaushik, Rajagopal, Geeta, Yadnesh, Akshay, Sendil Nathan, Kartik Rawal, Harsh Tiwari and Neha Pathak. Queen F1, the issue is very straightforward. He comes to A2 and attacks G2 and you are in big trouble. But when you put your queen on C4, you are controlling the A2 square and this is pretty fine for white. I feel that for Vishy to decide on the move F3 requires a lot of sort of brave decision making. F3, and I don't think he is angling for it. He went knight to C3. And Anand is now setting up really C5 in the position. He wants to go C5, and if you are going to waste time, let's say G6, then C5, and I feel white starts to push a little, at least a little. But black also has his chances. King G7, Rook H8, try for G4 in the air. It is possible. But there is one move that Radjabov can do here and get rid of his doubled pawns. And that is the move G4. That was also maybe one of the reasons why he put his queen on D7 so that he can engineer the move G4. After H4, it is possible to give a pawn sack with G3, and I have a feeling that in this position white is the one who is maybe in some bit of trouble. Let's say Rook A3 putting pressure here, knight G4, queen G4. It's not looking very pretty. So I think Radjabov should go G4, but look at the time situation, guys. Radjabov has only 12 minutes on the clock. Vishy has 26 minutes. Somehow this time format is working wonderfully well for Vishy Anand. Let's quickly check what the Armageddon is happening between Magnus and Aryan Tari. For now, Aryan matching Magnus move for move. He has managed to keep a decent position. Just to go back very quickly and go through the game. So white got space, C5, castle takes, knight F6. It is a Sicilian kind of a position on the board. Knight E4, F5 played, bishop to G5, take on G5. Maybe a better move could have been bishop to E4 here. But okay, he took here, rook F3, takes on F5, rook F5, queen H6, rook H5, queen G6, knight F5, threatening a nasty fork on E7. So rook A E8 has been played, and Aryan Tari has 4 minutes 37 seconds. Magnus Carlsen has 2 minutes 50 seconds. Mihir Parab says, hello sir, love your work. I just want to ask if I had applied for volunteering in the Olympiad. Are the results out? They are contacting people, Mihir. Those who have, some of them have gotten selected, but not everyone has been approached yet. So maybe you might still get selected. I think the process is still ongoing. Yes, from tomorrow Prague starts. Absolutely. So takes on E. Oh, what happened here, by the way? He took on E4, DE4. Let's stick with this game for a bit because some moves have happened. He went knight D6 and Magnus now chose to sacrifice an exchange. Wow, that is bold by Magnus Carlsen. He's now an exchange down. Aryan Tari, can he win this position? Magnus needs only a draw. But Magnus has 1 pawn extra in the position. He has 6 pawns against Aryan Tari's 5 pawns. His rook is attacked for the time being. Where should he move his rook? Maybe rook to h5. That looks very normal. Or, but then, oh, rook f5 was better, because rook h5 there was f5. On rook f5 there, he's now played g6. Now an important decision to be made. Should we move the rook away? Should we play rook d1 to attack the queen? Not so sure. Maybe moving the rook away is best, but when you move your rook away, f5 will come in, and Magnus is arguing that this position is better for him, or not better, but at least he has compensation in the position. Oh, he went rook f. No, he played rook d1. Wow, Aryan Tari playing amazing chess. Now he's come back. Queen e5 in the position. Queen e3. Will Aryan Tari beat Magnus Carlsen and create an upset? He has 3 minutes on the clock. Better position. Magnus has 2 minutes. Magnus really struggling in this event. Yeah, he lost to Vishy. He lost to Wesley So, and now maybe he might lose another Armageddon to Aryan Tari. But it's too early to say. For now, Magnus has 1 minute 55 seconds on the clock. He's thinking about his move, what to play. It's not so simple, guys, because a5 in the position, but this does weaken the b5 square. Later, the knight can sit here. But how to continue? King g1 played by Aryan. And what was his plan with king g1? I am not so sure what is he planning, because king g1, he's just brought his king in the center. Maybe some back rank issues he wants to avoid. Could be. I have not understood. Rook e8 in the position, and rook f2 f5. Magnus slowly improving his position. Going d2 might not be the best idea, because f4 and already the pawns are rolling, so this could not be played. G3 played here. That was the reason why he got king g1, so that he can play g3 and this bishop is not looking at the king. Now I get it. That is a smart idea by Aryan Tari. And also look at the time, guys. We are right now on move number 31. Knight b5 played. So Magnus has like 1 minute 19 seconds to finish. 10 moves, after which he will get 1 second increment. And by the way, knight d6 is lurking in the air. What does Magnus Carlsen do now? 1 minute 6 seconds for him. Knight to b5. He goes rook e7, b3, knight e6, and knight to d6 played here. He's attacking the bishop. If the bishop moves away, maybe some ideas like g4 in the air, because then e4 pawn is weak. Knight, he goes c4. Bishop a6, c4 has been played. Okay. Actually, for black to unravel here, not easy. Not at all easy. Maybe rook d7, but then can I just go and snatch the pawn? Oh, I can also play knight f5 check and win this rook on d7. So that is not done. He's played knight to c5. And guys, knight f5 is in the air. This is a massive blunder, because after take, in comes the move queen to g5, and Aryan Tari is winning, because next move rook takes f5 is hanging. He would win this. Will Aryan Tari spot it? Oh, he spots it. He spots it. Magnus Carlsen is losing this game for sure. Rook takes f5 next. Or rook d8 check. Rook d8 check. Rook e8, rook f5. First he takes on f5. That's also winning. Completely Magnus Carlsen has to resign this. It's over, guys. It's over. Magnus seems to... will he resign? He's thinking. Oh my god. What a game by Aryan. He spotted all the tactics, and Norwegian number 2 has beaten Norwegian number 1. What a big result there. And Magnus resigns. Aryan Tari has beaten Magnus Carlsen. What a game. What an Armageddon we had there. Excellent play by Aryan. And with this, the standings have shifted a bit, guys. These are the standings. Magnus remains on 13.5. So Vishy now has a realistic chance to go 1 point ahead of Magnus if he wins against Radjabov very quickly without wasting any time. Let's quickly check the game of Vishy, but huge kudos and congratulations to Aryan Tari for beating the world champion. So knight c3 we saw till here. Radjabov did go g4. Vishy played h4, and now we were expecting this move g3, but actually Radjabov slowed down a bit with the move g6 in the position. So Vishy went now g3. He fixed this position, and king g7 has been played by Raja, and there we go. Vishy has pushed his pawn to c5, gaining space. The engine still shouting that the position is equal, but guys, Radjabov has only 5 minutes left on his clock and he has to make 9 moves. This is not going to be easy. 9 moves to make, 5 minutes on the clock. Vishy Anand has 25 minutes. Also, time pressure will play a role in this game for sure. What does Radjabov do? He has to fight this space. And there is one move where he can fight this space. Can anyone figure out what is that move that Radjabov should play over here? Any suggestions? What should Raja do? How to fight back the space advantage? Yes, very good suggestions given here by all of you. The move that I was looking for is c6 here. Definitely this is the move that I was looking for. c6 in the position, because once c6 is played, you are fighting back for the space. I mean, it looks crazily complicated because after take, you want to take with the b pawn. After take, you want to take queen d6, and here black is doing completely fine. But let's see if Radjabov comes up with this move. If he does, he would be doing pretty well. But for now, he's not making his move. He's down to 4 minutes 14 seconds. Radjabov not able to, I think, move quickly. With 4 minutes, this position might get very tricky, guys, because 9 minutes he might even lose on time. That's what happened to Topalov against Vishy Anand. Yeah, Rinkesh Das says all Vishy needs to do is make the position complicated. That is true. If Vishy manages to complicate the position beyond measure, Radjabov will have a tough time to figure all the details out in so little time as 3 minutes 35 seconds. Why is Raja thinking so much? I think for him, c6 is not a very straightforward, and he plays it. Nice move. Radjabov shows his class there under pressure, plays this move c6. Now, Vishy has to keep that flame going. He has to manage. Can he manage to keep the position complicated? We have a guest joining in all the way from the bedroom. Amruta Mokal, how are you?
Hi Sagar, I'm good. I'm here for 2 minutes.
Yeah, you are
The
here.
house is empty again.
Oh, Samay has left.
Yes, Samay has left.
So there is a little bit of silence in the house now. C6.
Some void for you, maybe.
C6 has been played. Amruta,
Yeah.
do you think Vishy Anand here can fight for a win? Because the position is around equal, but he has 24 minutes on the clock.
That's huge, you know,
Yeah.
because 3 minutes and how many moves Raja has to make? 31, matlab 9
9 moves, yeah.
That's huge. Also, he has space advantage. White is having space advantage, but the b4 and e4 look a little bit, you know, weakness kind of a thing.
Because the threat is clear. If you, let's say, if you play move like king h2, just for the sake of argument, I think the threat is to take on c5,
B
b
takes
takes
C5.
c5, cd5,
Okay.
ed5, and I thought maybe we could
Oh no,
go.
but
We
there
can't
is
take.
guys, why can't we take?
It's very interesting,
yeah.
actually. No, it's very.
So there is no threat. Actually, you're
Guys,
not taking the pawn.
what's the move here? White to play.
Wow.
It's a tricky move, Amruta. It's a tricky move here.
Here.
Yeah, white to play. Very nice move.
You mean apart from that obvious move?
Yeah, apart from obvious move. So let me see if people have found it. People also got a bit confused, and I would really tip my hat to the people
Wow.
who have
that's
found
a great intermezzo.
Rook D1.
Amazing.
Akshay Kamte, Om Gupta, Jonathan W, Sanket, Rupam, Hassan, Krishna, Sopayan, World Stories, and others. So everyone who took here, this is a decent move, but the knight goes back and black is doing okay. Maybe under pressure, but still better was Rook D1 because you're winning a piece, and I thought it was not possible because of knight takes C3
Yes, that's
attacking
what
the king.
it feels like very quickly. But then you have this another
Check.
intermezzo, which is a check.
And then I can win the queen. Even if you play f6, this hangs with a check, so that does not work.
Wonderful.
So c6 definitely Vishy can complicate matters, and he can use his extra time to set up such traps here. And he's played Rook D1. Amruta, Vishy is so smart. He is making Rajabov think so much
Yeah,
and not making any committal moves.
correct. No simplifications, no exchanges, no releasing the tension. Kafi.
Yeah.
These are the little choices, right? Which are sometimes important, even if the position is equal. Just keep holding the pressure.
Oh, he takes. Rajabov has taken on
Now
c5.
you can take.
Yeah.
If white gets a pawn on d6, that would be a very strong passer.
Absolutely, Amruta. After b takes c5, d6 definitely.
So how does black counter that? I mean, what does he have? One
He
thing,
has to attack c5. That is the weak pawn. How do you do it? Very important move.
Rook. You have asked, okay.
Yeah, very important
Got it.
move here to make for Rajabov, and very difficult to make under time pressure because here he has to make the move. Let's see, guys, in the chat. What does black do? It's a very important move.
Ja. Ruk ja. I'm giving a hint. Also, I think the black g4 pawn, Sagar, how strong do you think it is, and how much of an irritant it is for white?
Look at Rajabov, Amruta. He's found that move.
Oh, he
And
did.
it's a tremendous move here, and I really want to showcase that move. By the way, Queen c7 was the move. Oh, many of you want to play Rook a5,
Rook a5.
which is correct. Queen c4, it's also a good move for black.
Yeah.
But Queen c7 is a smart move
Oh.
because first of all, the move has
It's
been
a tough
suggested
move.
by Avas, Amritraj, Jeel Patel, Michael Scott, Groner, Divyan Sage, Sai Prasanna, Mir, and Bala Murugan.
But what
Because
is the
after
idea?
d6, I go Queen a5, attacking your knight and the pawn. If you defend it like this,
Yes.
I will go knight d7 and attack here further. So that will make your c5 pawn very weak. So Queen c7, excellent move played by Rajabov. He's rising up to the occasion when he has been put under pressure by Anand, and it is very much possible that Vishy, even though he has extra time, can make a mistake here.
Possible, as you rightly said, that c5 pawn is really a weakness, and at that point of time, because it was not under attack, it's not so visible.
Yeah,
But Raja got it. I'm still wondering if, yeah, tell me.
Anish Giri is on 19 seconds. That's what people are saying. Anish
Oh,
Giri has
against
only
26 seconds.
Yeah,
That's
26 seconds
huge.
for Mamed Yarov, and also Anish is a pawn down. So Anish not only has to fight because there's no increment, I mean, no increase in time. He has only 10-second increment per move, and he's also pawn down. Holding
No,
this
it's
position
a very
is
difficult thing. Practically, it's very difficult. I mean, if he does it, then have to.
yeah. If he manages to hold, it would be tremendous.
Also, Sair,
achievement.
also you're playing against Mamedaro, who is always
Very
going to
tricky.
complicate.
Very tricky.
So it's practically, I don't think it's possible.
In fact, today many of the leaders in this event, Amruta, are losing. You see, Magnus already lost.
Right.
Wesley So already lost, but Magnus lost in Armageddon, but Wesley lost in Classical already. So that's why we have MVL who has climbed up above. You see, this 3 point per game is a big incentive for anyone to play for a win and come up to the top. And Anand now thinking, Amruta, he is not made his move after Queen c7.
I would say this is a very good position to think for white कि क्या करना है. You know that c5 is weak, but that d5 pawn looks very tempting. How can you protect c5 and make sure in future that d pawn goes to d6? Is it even possible, or is he losing the c5 pawn?
Maybe I thought Queen c4 is one definite idea.
And if I continue with knight d7, let's say, I mean, trying to convert it if you play d6. That's
Yeah.
the main idea.
Yeah, I think it's not so easy for white to play this position. In fact, Rajabov.
No, I thought no, don't stop. I was thinking knight a4 there.
Yeah, very good. That's also.
Because you will go queen a5 and then rook a1. I hate that pin.
How,
there,
how about
queen a5?
putting rook a5? And my threat is still. But you will take with the rook maybe.
Now my a4 knight is not attacked, but you have a. You don't have a threat.
No, I don't have. I
Oh,
wanted to
d6.
take and take here.
So d6.
But d6. Yeah, queen back.
So it's a fixed structure actually. Even if you get d6, it is not like a.
Because the
great
knight is
pawn.
a great blockader.
Yes.
The knight is a great
And
blockader
here
of a
it
pass.
blocks and it attacks c5. That's the main advantage. So it's not easy.
Oh,
Look, c5.
by the way, Vishy Anand did play queen b2 here, which was a nice move, Amruta, because if you had taken cd5, then knight takes d5,
Oh.
attacking the queen, and now if queen takes d5 here,
Queen takes
then
e5.
queen takes e5 was hanging. And
That's
that's the
sharp,
reason
that's
why
sharp.
Vishy played this, and Rajabov responded once again immediately with the move knight d7. Rajabov showing great moves. His last at least 4 moves have been excellent. Vishy trying, also Vishy putting a lot of pressure, but it's a high quality game right now.
Exactly.
We have to see who's the first one to blink. Also, the engine's absolutely not changing the evaluation, saying it's 0.00.
Correct.
But
Right now, how do you save c5? Queen b4 looks like the only move.
yeah, it's
Or you don't save c5.
hmm.
If there is a counter attack, which is the knight moves. But
I think
the
once
problem
you
is
give
don't
up
have
the
to.
c5 pawn,
No,
Amruta,
you're
I'll
not
push
losing.
d6.
You're not losing.
Why?
Knight e2, for example. If you take knight c5, it would be
D6.
a blunder.
d6, no?
Yeah,
Followed by queen e5.
but it's not a blunder. If you can make the moves, check.
But how? What should king
Knight
h2?
e2, knight e2.
Knight e2,
Knight c5,
knight c5,
d6,
d6.
queen a5.
But queen e5 is hanging.
Acha, just this position is better
Yeah,
for
this
white
just-
once you
I
win
mean,
the e5 pawn. Right.
Very powerful, right?
Got it.
So knight d7, and now Vishy actually taking, and he's 17 minutes, Amruta. Vishy is 15 minutes ahead on time than Rajabov here. Akshay Natu has sent, Sagar bhai, did you receive UP32 Knights merch? Could you ask Samay the same? Thanks. Akshay, have we?
Yes, it's in the office. We have received it.
Thank you so much.
We have to get
We will
yet,
get it
but
from there, from the
yes,
chess in
that's
the
what I
office,
got.
and I'll also ask Samay.
So Sagar, if like this g4 pawn stops your f4 ideas all the time,
Yeah.
and if you would have tried to win g4 and give up on c5 pawn, that would still not be enough because black gets an outside passer.
But I think, Amruta, right now the battle is on this c5 pawn. Let's say I
Correct.
try to protect it with queen b4.
Queen a5.
Queen a5 you want to play. But then I can take and d takes c6 maybe. Your knight would hang.
Okay, that's a tactical error.
But how about rook a5 now? Attacking here.
Same, knight a4. Or
Knight a5.
first d6 and then knight
Oh,
a4.
Amruta, here's a beautiful tactic now. I can take. And next move I can
You
take on
cannot
d7.
take with the queen
and
because
I'll take on a5.
deflection. That's a nice one. ठीक है, there's still a lot of tactics in the air.
But queen b4, it could be very much possible to take cd. If you take ed, then queen c5. So knight d5, queen c5, queen b7 I wanted to take. This is not
Oh,
so
rook
clear.
a2 would be very dangerous
Rook
right now.
a2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go back. Rook f4.
No, this is knight b6 maybe.
Knight?
Oh, sorry. There's a knight on d5.
Yeah.
Knight f8, knight e6. I'll do some maneuvering. And knight d4 and knight f3 maybe you're going to be mated.
Yeah, possible.
No? Why?
Knight e3 taking here is a...
Acha, not as simple as we think, yeah?
Yeah, nothing's ever very easy at this games. Oh, by the way, Vishy did play queen b4. Amruta, this has happened. What we were analyzing.
Yeah.
He did go queen b4 and Rajabov without taking much time. Just
Again, he played fast.
He played in 1 second itself. So Rajabov really doesn't want to lose this on time. He has 6 more moves to make. He's taken on d5. Now Vishy might be thinking, should I take with the e pawn? Ah, look at this variation, Amruta. Take with the e pawn. You take queen c5. I take queen g4. Now my knight is hanging, but so is your knight hanging. It is quite a complicated position with my d passer here. What do you think?
Yeah, this is difficult in less time. This would be a good position for white, right?
It is definitely.
I mean, practically, is white in danger in any way? What do you
No,
think?
no, I don't think he's in danger at all. But also, it's not so easy to, because here with this forcing line with queen b4, cd5, already like 5 moves will be played. So black might be able to get out of the time pressure, reach move 40. But again, it's in our head many times that move 40 gives you extra time, extra minutes. It's not the case, guys. Move 40 will only give you 10 seconds per move. That is the reason why Anish Giri is right now struggling against Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. And look at this. It has happened that the white's advantage has gone quite
Oh,
high.
and, but he's got some 47 seconds. A little better than before.
Yeah, but he's now a clear pawn down. And I think white will slowly create a passer on the king side. Also, the a5
But
pawn
how do
is
you
weak.
progress with your king, Sagar? G2 is always going to be hanging.
Yes, that is true. It's not going
It's
to
not
be
so
easy.
easy still.
But I can, yeah, maybe
Not so easy
not
still.
so simple.
कुछ भी simple है ही नहीं आज क्या? Everything is tough today.
Yeah. By the way, Topalov Bang Hao is around equal for the time being. Let's go back to Rajabov versus Vishy Anand. This is the live position on the board. Vishy also going low on time, Amruta. He has 12 minutes 58 seconds.
So Raja is using Vishy's time very well to calculate and to make quick moves. He
Yeah.
should be very confident of this position for himself.
I mean, okay, Vishy is taken with the pawn, by the way, Amruta. He is taken back with the
now
pawn and
Queen C5,
Rajabov
I think
instantly
yeah,
takes.
it's going towards that major piece endgame.
Will he take this pawn, Amruta, or take this pawn? Because both can be taken. Both attack the knight from this side and from this side.
Okay, if you take the queen simply, you are a pawn down. Queen c5, knight c5,
Yeah, that-
b6. There is no enough compensation, right here.
Because then I can just block once again. I'm
Got
a
it.
pawn up as black.
So you can take either b7 or g4. Which one do you think he will take?
I feel Vishy will go queen g4. Because the g4 pawn is just somehow, I think, a little more valuable.
But wouldn't you be scared of that b7 outside passer for black?
Yeah, it is possible.
Not an easy choice again. Maybe we should also ask the chat which pawn.
Because Amruta, if I take queen b7,
Hmm.
queen c3, queen a8 is hanging. Sorry.
रुक a2 भी saw. नहीं इधर नहीं इधर तो knight a2
रुक
है
के
ना.
a7.
Oh, this we didn't see. Queen c6.
Yeah, maybe Vishy goes for this, Amruta.
No, I don't think. Here, black has the initiative with that g4 pawn still existing.
But
वो
he might-
white king देखो ना कितना बेचारा है.
But you can't
Really
even
sad.
exchange the queens because this is winning for me. Maybe you
Right.
can maybe you can play rook c7, and after queen c5, rook c5 or knight. Yeah, rook c5. I think this would be drawish in nature.
अच्छा.
So Anand definitely has to think very carefully here
So
whether
it's like if he goes queen b7, it's more like a drawish kind of a thing. Whereas for queen g4, it could have some chances of some complications because of time pressure. But he's on 11 minutes now.
also Vishy might think at some point that Rajapov has made so many accurate moves. I shouldn't just keep playing on time.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's the classic error many times people do when opponent is in time pressure. But of course, Vishy knows that. Sachin says exchanging queens simplifies. Vishy should keep queens on the board.
Yeah. That seems the most logical thing to do, but when your opponent is confidently making one good move after another, it definitely makes you doubt, you know, कि भाई मेरा भी time कम हो रहा है. I'm also going down to 10 minutes. What? What?
He forgot his bottle.
Oh, he played, Amruta.
He took-
Queen takes b7 has happened, and once again,
Oh.
Rajabo plays it in 6 seconds. So Rajabo using Vishy's time very, very like he is being very careful when Vishy thinks, and the moment Vishy makes his move, Rajabo is there. He makes his move. Queen c6 again on the board. We thought this would happen, but now once again, Rajabo has to find rook c7. He has 1 minute 40 seconds, and I think he will manage to find. He has 1 minute 30 seconds. He has to make 3 more moves. 3 more moves to play. Otherwise, he loses on time. But 3 moves in 1 minute 30 seconds means you can take roughly 20-25 seconds per move, guys. So I don't think Rajabo is going to lose on time, but he might make a wrong decision here. Is that going to happen?
Apart from rook c7, what will he think anyway, right? He can't take on c6.
He plays it. He plays it.
Oh.
Rajabo showing his class for sure. And now,
Amazing.
Amruta, you can't move your queen because you are going to lose this. So you have to exchange queens. This will be a draw. Guys, do like this stream. This is a very exciting one. We are going into the Armageddon. And if you are enjoying this commentary, I have also learned how to pronounce Armageddon. So do subscribe to this channel. Our aim is to reach 920,000 subscribers. Not so simple. Not so simple.
But Sagar, when you make back-to-back accurate moves, it definitely puts some pressure, right, on your opponent. I mean, in this case, as I think Vishy did decide not to underestimate the time pressure.
I mean, Vishy tried his best, but Rajabo came up with all the goods. And now knight d6 has been played. We have reached move number 41, which means Rajabo will keep getting 10 seconds for his move. But it doesn't mean that he is still out of the woods.
Will he play rook d4 here? I mean, that exchange, is it still equal?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Rook d4, rook takes d4, he takes d4, and I'll try to get my king here, and black will.
But only who reaches first, because otherwise one weakness, so one pawn will be lost.
Yeah, rook d4 has been played.
Okay, that's
So take.
king f1, of course. King f6 ko I think you will say you will play knight c4 first.
King f1, king f6, king e2, king e5, knight f7, king d5. I think that might happen.
You want to take the f7 pawn. But I am saying you stop the king to come to e5.
So you're saying king f6? Oh, sorry.
King
Let's say king
F1.
f1, king f6, knight c4.
Yeah. But king f5 here. Oh, that is a lost thing.
No,
Because
no,
if
no.
yeah. Why not?
King f5, king e2.
King e4.
Then I still have knight d6,
Yes,
knight
but-
f7.
King
Same
d5.
position.
Achha.
But here is a great move, knight e5.
Oh, I can't exchange. But I move the knight, suppose. Knight d2 or knight b2.
But if you play knight back here, I'll go king e7, king d6.
Now you can simply take the pawn.
Yeah, and if you go knight e4, I have f5.
White needs to be a little.
For sure,
Yeah.
both players have to play. And rook d4 has, I mean, take has happened, by the way. And 1 second, what is the next move that is played? Not yet on the board.
Shivam says queen g4 h5 line was more complex and we
Yeah.
should have gone for that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so, Shivam, because Shivam is saying in this position, instead of queen takes b7, if he had taken here, there's
But
no.
how much risk would it be also for white? That's the question.
I don't know, but I think Vishy thought that after rook a2,
Rook
with
f-
the queen coming here, it might be a lot of pressure.
And e4, e3 is always in the air.
Yeah.
This also,
This also is around equal.
I mean,
And
you need a lot of calculation here. d6 ka.
queen c5, rook here, and then suddenly rook maybe comes to d2. And then if you take here, this would also end in a draw, Amruta. So whatever, I mean, somehow Rajabov managed to hold himself so well. And by the way, draw has been agreed.
Yeah.
Draw has been agreed, guys, which means we are going into an Armageddon, and
Acha.
this will start in uh, around 15-20 minutes from now. Vishy Anand will take the white pieces, have 10 minutes on the clock. Rajabov will have 7 minutes on the clock, with a draw meaning that Rajabov will win.
A lot of Armageddons today.
Yeah, and also Amruta, Vishy beat Magnus with white,
Hmm.
drew with Anish with black, both in Armageddon. So, do you think that today he will be able to win on demand against Rajabov? Very solid GM, is able
Yes,
to.
of course, I think it's
You
possible.
think so?
It's possible. I mean,
I'm
anything
going
is
to-
possible. Where Raja played very well here,
Yeah.
no doubt about that.
No, I know anything is possible, but what is your feeling? And I'm going to ask the chat as well. Do you think
Yeah, I think
Vishy will be able to beat Rajabov in the Armageddon?
Devin Anand says, "Love Raja, but come on, Vishy."
Yeah, everyone, like when Vishy was playing Anish, there were so many fans, people who love Anish,
Hmm.
but they were like, okay, for one day we'll support Vishy. You know, rest all the days Anish. But today Vishy, and that's the same thing with here as well. Lot of Raja fans, but when Vishy plays, many people, of course, support him. Meanwhile, Amruta, as we see, the time pressure got the better of Anish Giri, and Mohammad Yarov has managed to get a winning position here.
Wait, what if Rook A7?
Yeah, he's winning.
Oh, yeah, he's white. Got it.
He's right. I mean, I have a feeling that somehow here something went wrong. Rook here, rook e5, rook c3, a4. Everything looked okay till a point, but then he made some error somewhere. They were moving around and round, and I think the time pressure was the reason why Anish Giri blundered. Here maybe rook e4 here takes. White is better for sure, slightly. And where was the major blunder that happened? Check.
Or is it a
Oh,
slow?
by the way, king d6 was the best move. I think one move here, already a mistake. Rook here. What? He gave up an exchange? What?
Yeah, exactly. Why? What is the threat right now?
What?
How much time did he have? 10 seconds.
Yeah, Anish had no time actually.
Hmm.
But still taking
Why
here.
did he? What was
Because
the
there was
threat?
no-
But after Rook D7, what do you do? What do you play?
Maybe let's say I go rook b2. I mean, at least what's your plan?
There's a plan. I mean, the bar is saying there's a plan.
Maybe check and bishop e8. You want to go bishop
Ah,
e8?
yes, exactly. That's the plan. Thank you. No, such positions.
But taking here is just completely
completely lost. Yeah.
I mean, Anish generally doesn't flip out like this.
Mhm.
And Anish Giri has lost this one. I mean, he's losing, which will mean that, guys, if we look at our standings now, then Vishy Anand, if he wins this, Amruta, the Armageddon, then he would close in the gap between him and Carlsen to half a point only, which yesterday was 1 point. So
Wow.
today could become half a point.
That would give him a very good chance to be in the race for top.
Yeah.
Because Magnus lost today.
Yeah.
And if Vishy wins,
Exactly.
then Magnus loses again.
So Vishy would go to, let's say, 13, MVL on 11 and half. Mohammad Yarov is winning, so he will also go to 11 and half. So then it's a very close fight at the top.
Sachin asks, do you think Vishy still gets butterflies in his tummy for such Armageddon games in spite of so much experience?
I think yes. I think overall, it experience can help you cope with nerves, but nerves do come up, and you get worried. I
But then
don't think.
do you call it worry? Because it's also that excitement. It's more like that bungee jumping, yeah? It's with the thrill.
I don't think it's like a thrill. It's more like there's a different kind of nervousness, Amruta. I
Along with the thrill, na? I mean, in bungee jumping also there will be nervousness. Like, suppose,
yeah.
I think we should ask, is it a thrill more? How much
No,
percentage is nervousness?
I think there's some difference here. Bungee jumping more like adrenaline rush, like you just going there for the adventure. While here there is clearly you want to beat your opponent. It's not just an adventure. I don't know.
So there is a lot of adrenaline rush when you want to play Armageddon. You're on super high. Like even if you would not have eaten for 5 hours, no? If you have to play such a game, you will get all your energy from reserve. So it could be.
Amruta always has very interesting perspectives, for sure. And but I'm not. I'm
yeah.
a bit confused.
That's what I think. Later, one question for during Mishi's interview is important at any time. The study hub says I'm studying how to reassess your chess. Any suggestions from you, sir?
Yeah, just read the book well. It's a very nice one. We both, Amruta and I, love it.
Yeah, and I would definitely suggest you to put the positions and try to play against computer those positions and then check out what is said, because I used to put those positions in my class for the students as playing practice, and it would really help a lot.
Hmm. Meanwhile, Anish Giri has resigned, and yeah, Amruta
Mr.
today.
Great One says Vishy white in round 9, possible to get straight white. Possible to get 2 straight white. It maybe he means. Yeah, why is he white by the way right now?
Those who have white pieces get white in Armageddon. Oh, by the way, Topalo beating Wang How? Topalo win tremendous. I mean, again, it was just
14 seconds for
around
Wang.
equal somehow. Somehow it was equal. Rook check, king here, rook g1. Oh, maybe he missed this rook e5. He thought that after this check, he has to move his king. Then I will take on e2, king e2, and rook g2.
No,
But he
I
missed.
don't think he would miss rook e5. But why would did he go rook g1? Did he have any better move there? Like take on e2 was the move, kya? If he doesn't go rook g1.
He had rook f1.
What is the idea? No, what is the idea? It's a tough
Maybe
move, yeah?
it's
a
just
tough
knight d7 after that.
No.
And then the move on rook away. Where do you move your rook?
You mean perpetual to the rook. Rook d5, then knight f6. You want to win the f5 pawn. Knight f6.
I can go knight b6.
Rook
You
b5
can't
नहीं?
take. Check.
ठीक है. Knight b6 is better idea.
And then if you do this,
Then rook f5.
yeah, or maybe first a check. Where do you go?
King d3. Now rook f5. Oh, rook f1 was good, but he had very less seconds. That's
Yeah.
why he missed it, I
Yeah.
think. Otherwise, he would have found it. Okay, so Himangosh says Prague won a very nice game in Norway today. You can check it later. Once.
Okay, let's have a look. Is
By the way, all the people who had asked what was the blue drink, what's the name of the blue drink?
Gatorade.
Gatorade. Okay. Alright, guys, it was great. It was after a long time. I think I could see the final moments of Vishy's game. So, have fun for the Armageddon. It's going to be like bungee jumping. So, be prepared. At least half bungee jumping to rahega hi na. Bye bye.
Bye, Amruta. Thank you for joining.
Welcome. That's all.
Yeah, it's where to find the games of Prague is not clear to me. Norway Chess Open. It's there. There we have round 6. what was it today? Round 7, or is Prag leading the tournament? Chandan Gupta says, uh, how does point system work? If you win in the classical game itself, 3 points. If you lose in classical game, 0. If the classical game is a draw, both players get 1 point, and then whoever wins the Armageddon gets half a point more. So today Pragnananda was taking on Vitali Kunin. Let me see if I can put this on the board. Can you see this? Yeah, so he is taking on this game. I think I can just go from here only. So Pragnananda casts Norwich SA. So today is 7th June, right? Yeah, 7th June, and he played round number 6. So round number 5, Prag drew against some FM. So what is Pragnananda's score here? I think he's on. Okay, let's go. Prag. So E4, E5. Yeah, 8th June हो गया, but this game was played on 7th. Take. Guys, what's the name of this opening? Anyone? What is the name of this opening that was played? This is the tournament that Prag is playing, is called Norway Chess Group A. He's playing in the open event. I'm just going to check if Prag is gaining rating here or losing. He's gaining 1.5 elo. So he has played 6 rounds. He has 5 out of 6 in this tournament. So he's gaining some rating. Yeah, it's the Petrov. Knight f3, knight takes, d4, bishop e7, bishop d3, knight went back, castles, h3, rook e8, rook e1, knight d7, c4. Prag already getting a very pleasant position. I don't know why Vitali Kunin at the right time didn't play d5 in the position before, but now already Pragnananda has space and everything is in his favor. He goes queen d2, h6, and now comes take, 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 and he plays his knight to d5, king h7, rook takes, bishop takes, because you can't take with the queen. There is knight c7. Okay, so take, rook d1, bishop c6, b3, take. Oof, I think he just won simply with this. And this is the thing about these strong players, they don't cash in so quickly with with queen d6. Why is this a blunder? Here's a typical tactic that you should know. Let's see if we can get at least 200 of you to answer here. 200 people. Meanwhile, Vishy must be preparing against Rajabov thinking what is the first move he should play. Most likely e4. Should he repeat the same opening or not? Aditya Agrawal, thank you so much for your super chat, Aditya Agrawal. It's very kind of you. We had Big Fat Panda today sending us 5,000 rupees because of Samay, where he said to Big Fat Panda that why are you not sending bigger super chats, and he sent it. And oh, thank Big Fat Panda for this super chat. Kabir Singh Ahuja says, does Chessbase 16 work on Windows 11? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Rook d8 is the correct move, because now I can't move my queen away, my rook is hanging, and if here queen takes queen, then rook takes d1, intermezzo, intermediate move, and after king h2 I'll take this with an extra rook. So queen e4 played by Prag, rook d8, h4 already. So you have one weakness here. You don't want to just gang up on it. You want to create another weakness, threatening h5, queen c6, of course not exchanging the queens, rook e8 played, queen back goes back, rook e6, and now g3. Such calm, cool play. This is why Pragnananda is a world-class grandmaster. He is able to play very coolly. c5, bishop e7. Maybe d takes c5. What was Pragnananda's idea here? Rook takes. Maybe. But bishop e7 was just wrong, because after take, knight h4, knight f5 is coming in. And rook f6, rook f5, e6, rook d5, f6, king g2, b6, g4, knight f5, bishop f8, rook d8, a4. And in the end, Prag managed to convert this without too many difficulties. Got mated. Wow. So nice game by Pragnananda. We are about to begin the Armageddon. But before we get going, let me show you something and then we can get going there.
In a world that is going increasingly digital, it's sometimes nice to hold things in your hand. The Chessbase India Premium Chess Set is our attempt to give you a great feel of playing chess in real life. The first thing we wanted to ensure was that the product was of the best possible quality. When you buy the Chessbase India Premium Chess Set, you get a chessboard, high quality chess pieces, a bag for the pieces, a bag for the chessboard as well. All of this is carefully packed so that when we courier it to you, you receive it in the best possible condition. We take pride in the fact that the chess sets are manufactured in India. Here are some features of the premium chess set. It is 96 mm standard weighted and felted set of Staunton design. Fine crafted, high class plastic pieces of 3.75 inches height. Total weight of the pieces is around 800 grams. Usual pieces are around 300 to 400 grams. You have two extra queens included. 55 mm by 55 mm high quality vinyl board with notation with Chessbase India logo in the corner and a leatherite finish. You have two flat nylon drawstrings for the board and pieces. The Chessbase India logo. It is also a perfect product to gift your loved ones. We also have gift wrapping options in the Chessbase India shop. So what are you waiting for? Get your hands on the Chessbase India Premium Chess Set and challenge someone to a game of chess in real life. Link is in the description.
Okay guys, so the first pro was the Chessbase India Originals, which will happen very soon. And this is something we are very excited about on 26th of July. We'll have the tickets coming up soon so that many of you can attend. It's Vidit versus Anish. And the second ad was about the Chessbase India chess set, which many of you have loved and are using it. It's the second link in the description if you want it. It's very good quality chess set, chess pieces, which can help you to improve your game. Basically, just enjoy chess. You can use it. Okay, let's go here. The game between Anand and Rajabov will begin shortly. Mehul Goel says, Sagar wanted to ask you. Oh, game has started. Game has started. Let's not. Mehul, I will respond to you after the game if that is okay. I don't want to miss this, and will answer for sure. Okay, so we do have that's what we have on the board. Okay, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5. This is the Armageddon where if Anand wins, he wins this. If draw, then Rajabov wins. Why? Because Rajabov has 3 minutes less at the start. He has 7 minutes. Anand has 10 minutes. So Italian on the board. This is bishop g5. Anand playing this line against Magnus as well. h6, bishop h4, a5. I mean, it was different against Magnus, but a quick bishop g5 was played there. Bishop a7, castles, g5 played by Raja. He says, I have not castled, so I can push the pawn. Bishop g3. Now he castles. Wow, that is a bit risky for sure. Knight h7, but Raja must have prepared all of this. Queen f6, and this is the live board position right now. Anand has 9 minutes on the clock. Rajabov has 6 minutes. Okay, he goes bishop to b5 here. Queen to f6, bishop b5. And will Rajabov now go for the attack because he can push his pawn to h4 followed by g4 in the position. Okay, Anand has basically put pressure on c6. So let's say, for example, if you go bishop d7, that would be a terrible move because I can take, and just win the pawn on e5. Looks really bad. He goes for it. Rajabov goes for it. h4. And Raja playing aggressively. Takes on g4. He takes on c6. Okay. What's going to happen next? Is Rajabov, has he made a mistake? Can we take on e5? D takes e5. Oh, he goes queen a4. My thought was, what happens if d takes e5? If you take, I might want to just take on e5, right? This might have been a good decision for Anand. D takes e5, but maybe Vishy was not very happy with queen g7 with the idea of bishop h3 here. Not so sure. But he went queen a4, and this king looks in danger, guys, because h3 is in the... Oh, he plays h3, just what I was showing you. I thought he might play it at some point, but he's done it now. 5 minutes for Rajabov, 8 minutes for Vishy Anand. h3, you don't want to play a move like g3, of course, because your knight on f3 would be hanging. So what else do you do? Do you just go and greedily grab this pawn on c6? It is quite possible, guys. It is quite possible. Because now, yeah. Oh, Vishy goes bishop to g3. Ah, interesting. Vishy wants, after take, to take with the king, and then he can swing his rook over to h1. Nice. Very interesting play. Very, very nice game. Bishop g3 on the board. Yeah, I can change the live board so that you guys can follow live board at one position. Uh, oh, by the way, some moves have happened on the board. So the moves that have happened on the board are bishop g3, queen h6, great move by Raja. G takes h3 is coming with his queen, rook e3. Vishy is hanging in there. He's hanging in there. He's like, okay, Rajabov, yes, you have got your queen in, but how are you going to attack? Rajabov goes bishop d7, defending the c6 pawn, but now there is a brilliant tactic. Will Vishy spot it? Knight takes e5 is the tactical shot. Because after d takes e5, bishop e5 hits the queen and rook is coming to g3. I am not sure if Vishy will find this. Guys, what are your thoughts? Will Vishy spot this move? On the board. Oh, Vishy takes it. He takes on e5. He has spotted the move. Knight takes e5. Vishy Anand in tremendous form, just not letting any tactical shots go unplayed. Take on e5, bishop e5, and Rajabov goes queen h5. But now rook g3. What a move by Vishy. Now rook g3. Yeah, that has been played, because now the king cannot move, so knight has to interpose. He has to play knight to g5. Oh, he goes bishop g4, but that's a blunder. That's a big mistake, because I thought knight g5 was the only move, but now king g2 and the rook swings over to h1. Vishy is just winning. He's winning in many ways. Queen d1 also might be winning. Rajabov has been just completely demolished in this Armageddon game. F3 says Sachin, maybe even F3 looks good. Why not F3? But there is this thing, yeah, because this diagonal opens up. So queen takes e5. So there you have to be slightly careful not to play that move. Queen d1. Vishy plays the most, how would you say, the most pragmatic move. Queen d1, the bishop is hanging. You can't defend it. You have to play f5. But after e takes f5, anyway the rook is hanging. The bishop is hanging. It's pinned brutally. I think Rajabov has to resign. Rajabov has to resign the game. Vishy Anand. It's just one. What amazing play by Vishy. He's just so good. He's not missing any tactics. Rajabov not making his move. I think he's just going to resign. Because Anand would be a couple of pawns up. His king is safe. Everything is great. And he wins. Vishy Anand has won it. He's beaten Rajabov. Carlsen first with the white pieces in Armageddon. Then Anish Giri with the black pieces in Armageddon. Now Rajabov with the white pieces in Armageddon. What an amazing game. What an amazing game. Just for those who missed it, it was an Italian and bishop g5 variation. Vishy provoking his opponent to go for something aggressive, and then Rajabov taking that bait, opening up the king side. It was looking very scary with h3, but at this point Rajabov made a mistake. He had to stay in here. He had to maybe put his queen here. He had to forget about the c6 pawn. It was not as important, but he went back, and Rajabov's plan was clear. Maybe he wanted to just defend this pawn, but that was not important, and Vishy here spotted the tactic knight e5. you might think that this is an easy move, guys, but when no one tells you what's happening, to find a tactic like this is not at all easy. So take bishop e5 attacks the queen, queen h5 check. At this point knight g5 had to be played, but even this position is totally better for white. After bishop f6 you would anyway lose this knight, so he played bishop g4, but then queen d1, and here Rajabov resigned in 25 moves. Vishy Anand has managed to beat another world-class GM, in fact a candidate, Temur Rajabov. This is not going to affect Vishy's classical rating, but it will definitely impact the tournament standings. As we can see here, Vishy Anand now just half a point behind Magnus Carlsen. What a final finish we are going to have. It's going to be a picturesque finish at this tournament. Shashank Bhatnagar says, waiter, what kind of fish would you like to order, sir? Vishy says, stockfish. Nice one. And tomorrow, Vishy Anand will face Shakhriyar Mamedyarov and then Aryan Tari, while Magnus Carlsen will face MVL and Topalov. It's going to be a race to the finish between these two five-time world champions, although Mamedyarov and MVL will also want to claim their top spot in this tournament. Wesley So might still have an outside chance. But whatever said and done, Vishy just being so brutal, guys. Look at this. He has beaten Carlsen. He has beaten MVL. He lost to Wesley So. That was his only loss in the tournament. Apart from that, he's beaten Carlsen, MVL, he's beaten Anish, he's beaten Topalov, he's beaten Rajabov, he's beaten Wang Hao. Man, what sort of insane play is that? Guys, what amazing play by Vishy Anand. What are your thoughts in the chat? Let me see. Vishy, the Armageddon. Ah, nice. Hungry Tiger. GOAT. We are happy, says Soham. Vishy for the Olympiad. Retigered. Yeah, great play. And we had a super chat by Mehul. Hi Sagar, wanted to ask you about live game between AG and VD. What about tickets and entry pass, from where we can book? Also, Kurla location seems flooded in rainy season. Love from Dombivli. Yeah, I mean, in general, it will be rainy season in Mumbai, but I mean, it's a mall, so it's not flooded. It would be quite okay there. It's one of the biggest malls in Mumbai, Phoenix Market City, and we'll have the tickets live soon online. And whenever it is live, I will let you know. Rambo says, speechless. To find such moves in Armageddon is nothing short of genius. Anand is reminding us of his young blitz Anand in the late 1990s. Hats off. Yeah, I agree. The way he's playing reminds all us of these Intel Grand Prix, right? Where in 1994 and 95 he used to fight with Ivanchuk and Kramnik and Kasparov and these guys. Amazing. Sid from Harry and Sid says, is there a biopic on Vishy? Which actor should play his part? They were going to plan some biopic. There were news, but I don't see much news coming out right now, maybe because of the pandemic. And there were some actors they had thought of. I think Dhanush was one who was chosen to play his role. Vishy, I think, has said on record before that he would like if Amir Khan would play his part, I think, in some stream. So yeah, Scientist Anirudh, please write to us at chessbaseindia@gmail.com. We will help you. Liberty says he's doing well because he played with kids recently. Yes, that could be one of the reasons. Okay, so today's final summary is Vishy drew his classical game with Rajabov and then beat him in the Armageddon. And rest everything. Carlsen actually lost to Aryan Tari in Armageddon. Wesley So losing in classical to MVL. So a lot of upsets today. Anish Giri losing to Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. But Vishy being his solid self in the tournament, just having one loss. What a guy. What a player. And I think, guys, on that note, I will take your leave. Thank you all for following. Sorry for being late today. Tomorrow, once again, we will try and be on time. But let's hope that Vishy continues this form and manages to win the Norway chess. It's going to be an exciting finish. Thank you all. Shashank Ashwath has sent a super chat saying, King of the Madras Forest, too strong for the Azeri king. Anand simply blew Raja off the board. Amazing. Yeah, Shashank, that was very nice. Tomorrow is a rest day, huh? Oh, really? Tomorrow is a rest day. Ooh. Oh, all those who want to see the standings, check here. I was very interesting. I thought there was only one rest day in the tournament, but seems like there is more. June. No, it's no rest day, guys. Round June 7th. Oh, yes, it is a rest day. It is a rest day. Nice. Okay. Thank you. Tomorrow is a rest day. Okay. So we'll take a rest. Maybe we will take. I think Vidit's tournament starts tomorrow. Vidit versus Vidit and Hari Krishna in Prague. Yeah, we'll just can we just check that what is happening in Prague, like just so that I can update you about it for tomorrow. Prague Festival. Prague Chess Festival. Yeah. Vidit Shankland. Okay, so the tournament is like this: Vidit Shankland, Maksudlu, Lekwang Liam, Vallejo Pons, Hari Krishna, Anton Guijaro, David Navarra, Salim Saleh, and Van Nguyen, Thai Van Nguyen, Czech player. So very strong tournament. Vidit is the top seed, but by only 5 low points. Shankland is right below him. Maksudlu. It's going to be a very, very strong tournament. And master schedule. Yeah, tomorrow will be the first round starting at 6:30 p.m. But I don't think the pairings are out yet, or are they? Ishant Singh says, Sagar, where did Vishy miss winning move against Raja in classical game? Ishant, he was not winning. It was equal. It was equal throughout. He was slightly better, but Raja held it pretty well together. I think pairings have the draw and the official opening of the tournament have just ended. The first round starts tomorrow. Oh, the draw has happened. So, but I don't know what is if the draw has happened, then what is the pairing is not known yet, at least to me. Akshay Nathu, one more important sagar. Any info on Olympiad tickets? Not yet, Akshay. Still contemplating booking flights. Could you pass on the messages first? Yeah, that is one thing that I know all of you are a little bit worried about, because the flight tickets expense are getting more expensive. I understand, but also no news on the tickets yet. But there was a very interesting thing that was announced today, that there is going to be a torch that is going to be sort of the, this passing of torch. So I think a torch will be circulated throughout the country to celebrate the Olympiad being held. So it will be in news, lot more people will know about it, maybe people will run along with it. It's a very interesting thing that they have come up with. Vishy is world number 10, yeah, right now. Torch will always start from India for all future Olympiads. Yeah, this is the first time the Olympiad is starting with this tradition, and it's starting from India, so it's very cool. Okay, guys, I will call it a night, and I'll see you all tomorrow for Prague Chess Festival with Vidit and Hari Krishna playing there, and will be exciting. So, guys, see you all. Take care. Bye bye.